There are 15 new cards from the Avatar set that are better than the rest, and you need to be playing. 7 of them are powerful new commanders, and 8 of them are OP cards that you need to be running in the 99 of your decks. Plus, I'll tell you who I'm going to build from this set. Yep. Welcome back to Sadgic the Gathering. I'm your host. Avatar: The Last Airbender has finally made it to Magic the Gathering, proving once and for all that all Wizards has to do is pick proper IPs that fit Magic well, and the players will be happy.
Use your brain! Use your brain! The thing in your head, use it!
I can't deny, this set has me feeling pretty giddy. Especially as a Commander player, I am in fact kicking my legs and giggling. And I'll be honest, I was initially confused and maybe a little concerned and disappointed at the rollout for this set, especially the lack of precons. But I've come to realize that this set is actually a massively fun exercise in deck building from scratch. So I've narrowed down my favorite cards from the set to 7 commanders that are the most fun to build and 8 cards that are better than the rest for the 99 of your commander decks, for a grand total of the 15 best cards for Commander from the Avatar set. There's no hiding it. I'm a massive Avatar fan. I truly believe that Avatar is one of the best crafted fantasy series of all time. And I really think that Wizards delivered on that high bar. But hey, enough yapping.
Time to hit the beach!
Starting off, here are my 7 favorite commanders from the Avatar set. At number 7, we've got Smeller Bee, Rebel Fighter, which I don't really know what's happening to me. I rarely build mono decks, but this set is just loaded with so many mono goodies. Here's the thing, Smellerbee wants you to go fast. It's a high risk, high reward situation. First of all, dump all your little guys on the battlefield. Ditch your hand, swing like a psychopath, and draw your whole friggin' deck. It is such a red commander. Not like that. This is a very aggressive, very fun deck. At 6, we've got Wan Shitong, Librarian. You want to know why I like this card so much? Because this is a no tutor zone. Take it outside. You need to leave, okay? I want you to get out.
You're not Martin Luther King! You're not!
Sorry, I'm very anti-tutor. I love that this commander won't let your buddies get anything from the library without paying the troll toll. And I love X-Commanders because I feel like they scale really well with the game. You can keep it simple on turn 3, or you can go hard in the yard on turn 7. Oh, and it's got Flash, which is really strong in the command zone. And it's kind of sick because this sequence is really fun on other players' turns. Maybe you've been a little cruel to Mono Blue, you know? Is it time to come around? Number 5 is Tough, Hard-Headed Teacher. For my money, this is the best earthbending card from the set. Or at least it is by far the most consistent way to earthbend from the set. Which, by the way, is so insanely strong. We haven't really talked about it, but making all your lands creatures and giving them haste, and then when they die, they still become lands? That's amazing. Anyway, I think this commander is really, really exciting because it's Gruul Spellslinger, and I feel like that doesn't really exist. I know it kind of exists in a few places, but not as easily accessible as this. It's so unique, and the payoff is so huge. Run all your cheap red card draw spells, all your cheap green +1/+1 counter spells, and basically just any uncommons or commons that have combat tricks that let you just dump and pump so much onto the battlefield on everyone's turns. You're gonna have an army, a massive army of land creatures. Really love this card design. Number 4 is Katara, Waterbending Master. At 2 mana, this thing is not just a card draw machine. It is a card draw particle accelerator. Payout is so huge and so fast. Go very instant and flash heavy, and by the time it gets back to you, you're gonna have like 6 cards to draw on combat by like turn 4. It is a blue player's fantasy. Not that kind, please. Keep it cheap, keep it interaction heavy, and those experience counters aren't going anywhere. At 3, we've got Aang, Airbending Master. This commander is the one that I am building from the set. Partially because I've never built a blink deck and I've never built a mono white deck, but also because I think that airbending may be the strongest mechanic from this set for Commander. I just love that it can be both deterrent and protection. This commander does so much when running properly, and it's not that hard to get it to run properly. With how cheap and abundant it is to blink stuff, this card is like a token industrial revolution. It's just dumping them out. And again, those experience counters can't really be removed. And even if you do lose him once, which does suck at 5 mana, bringing him back won't be as hard to get momentum up again. It is very strong. And if you're interested, I will link my deck list in the comments of this video. Number 2 is Fire Lord Azula. Man, this thing is a monster. This card is like the granddaddy of combat trick decks. It wants you to swing out, juice up your attackers, and then juice them again. Obviously, it's not just about buffing your stuff, it's anything that you can cast during combat, which in Grixis is a lot. Like fast mana, flashing creatures in, destroy spells, and if you're feeling evil, how about some double combats? She is a little glass cannon-y, so you'll need to protect her if you want to win, but you probably are going to win. And finally at number 1 is Sokka, Tenacious Tactician. Would it shock you to know that Sokka is maybe the most impactful, strong, and deadly commander design from the set? This guy? It's a commander that has such high payoff for everything that you're doing. The more you cast, the more 1/1s you get. The more you cast, the bigger those 1/1s get because they have prowess, and everything has menace. And of course, basically every creature in the set is an ally, so everything's gonna have prowess and menace. It's just a sledgehammer of a commander, honestly. And it's probably the one that I'm most impressed by and afraid of. Good work, Sokka. Now, on to the 99. Here are 8 cards from the set that are legitimately strong and will do well in pretty much any deck. Starting off at number 8 is Bender's Water Skin. When this thing initially got spoiled, I think myself, along with most Magic players, had to stop and sort of say, did I read that right? And is that a common? Look, 3 CMC mana rocks are usually pretty hard to justify, right? Unless you're running like a Chromatic Lantern or a Decanter of Endless Water. And even still, those can sometimes not quite make the cut. But I do genuinely feel that this card goes in the category of 3 CMC mana rocks that make the cut. I mean, it's free mana of any color on everyone's turn. That's huge. I think this will do really well, especially in Commander. I think it's worthy of the hype. Number 7, Bloodbending Lesson. It's really hard to deny such a unique card design like this. Controlling other players in Magic the Gathering is kind of taboo, but this feels a little less mean-spirited and a little more targeted when it's just focused on combat. If you don't want to pay the 10, I mean, you can, and you can go crazy. It's no secret to you if you watch my videos that I love cards that shift the dynamic of the game and really encourage politicking. You do have to sink in a lot of blue mana here. So unless you're going mono or maybe like it might not go in every blue deck. But I think it's a great end game piece for most Spellslinger decks in blue. 6, White Lotus Tile. I'm tempted to not include this card on this list because I think that it's the card that will kind of be the chase card from the set and probably get put in a lot of decks that it doesn't need to go in. But the decks that it does go in, like Token and Kindred decks, it goes insanely hard there. 4 mana is a lot, so you have to really be sure that you want to run it here. Even with it coming in tapped, you are getting into double-digit mana territory really quickly. People might call it a trap, but I really think that it will win a lot of games, which is good. I say use it wisely. Number 5, Great Divide Guide. A mana fixer for 2 mana, a Strictly Better, Joiner Adept, and a mana rock in and of itself. Obviously, it belongs in an ally deck and it will go so hard there. But I do think that even in any deck that wants a 2 CMC mana dork, it's one of the best 2 CMC mana dorks that I've seen. I think it goes in any Wooburg deck that you have. For being one of the most disliked Avatar episodes, I can't believe they gave this injured MFer such a banging card.
I'm going to! I'm sick of this place!
At 4, we have Day of Black Sun. At first you think, oh, okay, another X-costed blackboard wipe, whatever. But then you realize that it does so much. It cares about mana value and shuts off entire boards and entire abilities. The fact that you can wipe out an army of tokens for 2 mana is amazing. And the fact that it gets rid of indestructible creatures without exiling them is insane. And to aristocrat strategies, it's basically the equivalent of this.
And that's how you do the 3 middle fingers to people.
I'm such a sucker for spells that give you flexibility, and this just nails it. It's also so flavorful, which is great, and I genuinely think that we're underestimating how amazing this board wipe will be. Number 3, Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong. Look, 6 mana is a lot, I get it. But you know what makes it worth it? Getting to filter cards on the top of your deck, and then getting whatever is on top for free. And if you can scry and surveil on everyone else's turn, you're cooking with gas. This is obviously an auto-include in every scry and surveil deck. And heck, because it does have a built-in filter, you can put it in any deck. I think this does great in artifact decks, but it can just do great anywhere. It's really strong and it's really cool. At 2, we have Monk Gyatso. Dude, this card is really strong. It is the ultimate protection piece. If something on your board even gets remotely looked at in the wrong way, you definitely have to find a way to protect Gyatso himself, but if you can, you're kind of untouchable and you're gonna get a ton of ETB effects with getting your stuff back. It's amazing. I think it's probably the best airbending card from the set, honestly. And coming in at number 1 is Redirect Lightning. You remember this card? You remember how it's like $14,000 or something? I love that this card has an alternative cost that makes it almost free. It should go everywhere. I genuinely think that it is a staple. It stands out as such an amazing card in a sea of incredible cards from the set, which is saying something about the card, but also saying something about the set. I mean, pick up this card if you can. Hold on to it if you pull it. It'll save your butt time and time again. All right, where are we ranking this set overall for Commander? On a scale of God mode to bad, bad, not good, the Avatar set is amazing. While I could probably nitpick certain things about this set, I genuinely feel like this is something really special. These cards and their abilities are really strong. You can tell that this set was designed with a lot of love for the source material, and it offers such a variety of ways to build decks and play the game. They packed so many themes and mechanics and callbacks and new and old and amazing flavorful things here. It's kind of hard to wrap my head around, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen a set with as much variety in it as Avatar. As an Avatar fan and as a Magic fan, I'm very happy. And that is it, friends. Who are you gonna build from the set? What cards are your new auto includes in your 99? And if you are building something from the set and you feel like you're approaching it in a unique way, share how you're building it in the comments, because honestly, I feel like I get my best deck ideas by building off of the momentum and comments I see on like YouTube videos and Reddit. So share and let's make some awesome decks from this set. Thank you so much for watching this video. It honestly means a lot to me. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe, give it a like. There's lots more to come. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. As always, follow Sadgic for more magic. See you next time.